Hello, DS here, founder owner Greenwood Dental. Welcome back to another video of the POP series. Today I'm talking about what would I do when you guys come forward asking to replace your silver filling with white fillings. And typically the request that I get is I want white. So let's plunge right in the process of replacing your amalgam slash silver filling to a white filling. First of all, one needs to understand how we place the amalgam or the silver filling in the tooth. In order to retain the filling in the tooth, there is no glue like the resin fillings. So we are trained to cut the tooth in a certain way, creating undercuts to, pack the silver filling or the amalgam filling in the undercut to gain retention of the filling, because again, there's no glue. So in order for us to replace the silver, we have to drill the silver out. And when we drill the silver out, we have undercuts. So we're left with the undercuts, original undercuts that were made for the amalgam. Now, resin does not require undercuts, so we have to remove all these steep angles inside the tooth. And what that does is remove more tooth structure. So you cannot be very conservative when you remove amalgam or silver filling from the tooth, because again, there is so many different steep angles that's been holding the silver that we need to remove in order to accommodate the resin filling or the white filling. Now, the way I do it and the way I train my associate is there are certain criteria we have to evaluate or the tooth has to meet for me to upgrade the tooth and make it stronger and replace the silver filling. So if the silver filling occupies more than 50% of the tooth, then I look at signs of stress on the tooth. And what that means is we look at cracks, we look at thin margin, we look at open seals, and we look at how the tooth is functioning with that silver filling. If the silver filling is stressing the tooth to the point that even before you guys develop symptoms, it's weakening the integrity of the tooth or it's causing stress on the tooth, like I said, either you guys develop symptoms or we see mechanical defects like the cracks, the chips, the open margins, the thin walls that's supporting the silver, then I would definitely consider removing it. Now, remember, if the silver filling occupies more than 50% of the tooth, me replacing the filling with even a bigger filling, it's not going to serve you very well. We are weakening the tooth even more. And if the silver could not hold itself, the resin is not going to hold it. So it's very important for us to review that with you when you come in and to explain the conservative approach when we restore the tooth. In my opinion, when you have a silver filling that's larger than 50% of the tooth, I always highly recommend for you guys to upgrade the tooth to a crown. And the reason why, when you are restoring the tooth into a crown and not replacing a filling with a filling, the cut is a lot more conservative. You're shaving the outside of the tooth, you're not disturbing the core of the tooth. I know you guys might say, of course you want to do a crown because it's more expensive. Well, if you don't do a crown and you insist on keeping that large silver filling or replacing silver filling with the resin, with my 23 years of experience, we will trigger intense sensitivity that you guys will hate us for. And you always say, oh, I wish I listened to you. So upgrading the tooth from a silver, instead of silver, white, then crown, from a silver to a crown is a lot more conservative and you don't trigger that much of sensitivity. Otherwise, you guys gonna, just build up more charges, because if we trigger sensitivity, you're gonna need a root canal. On top of the root canal, you need a crown. And before you know it, you guys are really upset with us because like, oh, I spent so much money on that tooth, I should have just pulled it. But that's another video. Anywho, I hope that helps, and I hope that sheds a little bit of simplified light on why we are not encourage to do that from silver. I know everybody wants white because white means clean, white means pure, white means it's prettier. Nobody wants to see the silver. I get it, I understand, but it's very important for us to evaluate the condition of the tooth prior to replacement. All right, guys, that's it for today. I am out of time. Be safe. We love you. DS out.